Welcome back. Round number 3. We've got the incomparable Justin Gebing on.
Yeah.
Defending, he's 6-0 coming into this in his last 6 standard matches here on Wednesday night standard.
Selesnya versus Mono Blue.
We've watched this matchup before.
Yes.
I think it came down to, I think it's just a actual beating for Selesnya. You just crush them.
It doesn't always play out like that, but the games we saw definitely did.
Yeah.
So if Justin doesn't draw the removal spell to deal with whatever evasive threat Andrew puts a Curious Obsession on, then the game can snowball out of hand very quickly for Justin.
Sure.
With that first removal spell, super powerful.
I'm wondering if just Plummet is good enough in standard.
No,
No?
it's not.
So, like, it's going to get whatever flyer from this mono blue deck. It's going to get the Thief of Sanity. It gets the big black demon flyer that scries or surveils.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things.
Yeah.
We put 2 Plummets in the sideboard.
Is it better than 2 Crawl Harpooners?
I'm going to have to look that one up, but is that the 3/2 that fights a flyer?
Mm-hmm. I think it's +X/+O, where X is the number of creatures in your graveyard.
Sure. That card got played against me in a sealed deck, and we both played it wrong, and it just fought whatever it wanted.
That would be obscene.
Yeah. Just
Jackson keeping 1 land on 5 cards, not where he wants to be, but he does have a flower in his hand.
I'm wondering.
Here's the Crawl Harpooner.
There he is, coming on up. Yeah, this card's super good. I don't know why I didn't.
Throw that bad boy up there. We're talking about it. Give me that Crawl. Give me that Pooner. There it is.
I don't know why I thought I didn't read like take the time to read this card.
Yeah, it also has reach. A lot of people don't realize that it has reach.
I mean, a 3/2 for 2 is good.
Yeah. This is just a very solid card.
Sure. Here he is, 3 mana.
And the fact that it fights and then goes to the graveyard where it can be brought back with like a Fine Finality or a Gruesome Menagerie or a Golgari Fine Broker is very relevant.
You got them all lined up.
Listen, I don't play around when it comes to green-black decks.
Who's your Brawl commander gonna be?
If I were making a Brawl deck right now, it'd probably be Muldrotha.
Okay. Here's a big boy, making those knights bigger. Man, these are going to be some thick knights coming over next turn.
Yeah.
They're going to be 5/4s.
Look at this Maul to 5.
Yeah, real nice. Here it is. This is the big combo. So he's going to surveil 1, draw 1.
Take some damage, and then see what Andrew can play here. Oh, he's choosing to play nothing. That's aggressive. You're just going to take a ton of damage here.
Yeah, 10. Yeah, just all of it. Yeah, I gotta know what's in his hand. Holy smokes, he's got 4 or 5 cards up there.
He drew a card that he could play. He drew a Storm Tamer. I don't know why we're not playing it.
Too much arena? Maybe he doesn't realize he has a second main phase?
Maybe. That Tempest Gen's going to go a long way.
Here's the Storm Tamer. Play another one. Another one. But chose not to attack, so the Curious Obsession goes away. And here is
March.
all of my guys. March for 2. Two's good enough, especially if he's going to flourish here. Nope. He can't yet. He's only got 4 land.
We would need a lot more lands to flourish. So let's see. He's +1 creature.
Yeah, and the Tempest Djinn can only like take down one of these attackers. Everything else is going to trade or better. How big is this Loxodon guy? Is he a 3/4 naturally?
This is an aggressive
These are both going to die.
block.
He's going to die.
I don't know why we're not blocking another knight, but that's fine. There he is. He's a 4/4.
Okay, so he would have fought the with he would have traded off with the Tempest Djinn if that was the case. Here we go. We've got the
Sapperling migration into another one.
such an explosive deck.
Yeah,
That's-
so
I mean, that's after attacking, he committed 8 more power to the board.
right. So the issue in that match was Andrew played end of turn Trickster, swung in with both creatures when he should have just swung in with
The
creature
fly.
with Curious Obsession,
Yeah.
and then he should have played the Storm Tamers post combat to just soak up some of the damage from that one huge attack.
Yeah, really letting himself like take the 14 there was just like,
Right.
what are you doing?
Yeah, it was a bit crazy. I think it was 12. Nope, 14.
The knights were 5. Yeah,
Yeah, Knights were
each.
5. But then when you do that, you play a Djinn next turn, swing in again, draw another card, play another creature to just chump block. And then when you have the Djinn out and he's got 6 power, you don't need a lot of attacks with that.
Sure.
Especially since at that point, like, you've dealt him an extra 4 damage from your flyer with a Curious Obsession on it. It's the mono blue deck is pretty powerful. I don't know that it is like a tier 1 deck,
Okay.
but it definitely has a lot of play to it and a lot of decisions. I think it's all Brawl's expertise coming in.
Ooh, that'll be a big one for him against his tokens deck. If he,
Yeah.
Justin were to create some beefy knight tokens.
Bounce some knights, play a Tempest Djinn.
Now it's not amazing if he only gets like the 1/1 lifelinkers or whatever. That's not where you want to be on that card.
It's still okay.
It's fine.
The thing with this Selesnya deck is that the 1/1 life flickers don't stay 1/1 for long.
Sure. The card I would love, if I'm going to sideboard a card for the Selesnya tokens deck, is the blue and X card, where you get to return X creatures of one type.
That's pretty solid. I don't know if it's as universally good as the Baral's expertise, but
Sure.
Baral's expertise also has some applications against the Stompy decks. And
Green-
even the
Green-black deck.
not
Yeah, it's not
really.
amazing there, but I would still probably bring 1 or 2 in.
I don't know that I would. All their creatures are small, cheap, and give you value when they come to play.
Sure.
I've seen some people talk about, yeah, expertise is rotated. Never mind.
Oh, sure.
Talking about totally wrong card that he boarded in, but it looked like a Brawl's expertise.
Glad somebody's keeping us honest over there. I wonder if it's just the nature of this tokens deck that it mulligans a lot, or if we've just seen a particular sample size that...
It does have fewer than normal lands. but I don't think it mulligans particularly often. Yeah, it wasn't Ritual of Soot. I'm not sure what he brought in. Hopefully it wasn't actually just Burrell's expertise.
Yeah, that'd be bad news, as the card's not legal, and it would not,
Wouldn't be the first time it's happened on the stream.
no.
I do. Yep. Sorry. Just wanted to make sure. Pass.
There you go, more land.
Attacking. Surveillance trigger.
Here's a... I want this card to be called Surveillance Sprite real bad.
Well, it's not.
Yep.
Yeah, Crafty Cut Purse is nice. Also on color.
Oh, sure. That card where, like, all the tokens that would come into play you get instead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nice giant March of the Multitudes.
Holy smokes. Can you imagine the blowout?
Leave the third land on top. This is not a race you're winning, but just the card filtering is so important. Because
What's
you missed
up?
your third lane drop.
What's going on in this mono blue deck that, like, you can't, you know what I mean? I want him to cast all these cards.
Well, he's got multiple syncopates in hand.
Sure. There's one of them.
Stinkopate it. Get out of here.
Exile. That card's probably real important against the black decks. Andrew,
Sure. Surveil.
making sure his deck is facing the way he wants it to. I know that gets me sometimes.
Night Veil Sprite.
Night Veil. Google that one.
17.
Download it. Pretty entertaining.
District guide.
Here's the guide. Oh no, you fell into the trap.
Capital migration. Yep.
Oh no. Oh no. What is you doing?
Let him have the sixth land.
Right. Alright, you got a 2-2 and another Guild Gate. I don't think there's any Guild Gates in the deck.
So it probably wasn't a bad call because you weren't going to do anything else with that mana. And you want to cast this Jin this turn.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's
fine.
the weird thing about the mono blue deck is that, like, it's got counterspells in it, but, like, the turns where you don't actually counterspell something are bad. Like, you just want to count, you know, whatever it is they're gonna play.
Right. Oh, is he not blocking? Man. I don't know what he's afraid of there. But he definitely should have blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, he definitely should have blocked the lifelink creature.
Here's a Lyra. And I'm not trying to Lyra.
Really forced that one in there.
Yep, really did. Put a lot of work into it. Didn't pan out well for me. All right. So, doesn't have a ton of good options here. Justin's kind of curved out a little bit.
By a little bit of time with his Merfolk Trickster.
Yeah, tapping the Lyra and he generates blockers for himself.
Yeah. It also reduces the cost of these Wizard's Retorts in hand, too.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever he casts here, I would not retort.
Concur.
Unless it's like a March of the Multitudes, tapping all my creatures and all my lands. Then I would probably retort it.
Sure.
You know, card seems sweet against the Selesnya tokens list is Spell Pierce.
Seems pretty good. Yep.
You gotta take one hit from the Lyra.
District guide. Yep.
Oh no!
So Justin doesn't have 8 cards in hand, so he's just playing the cards he's dealt.
You gotta give him the guide.
Yep. Surveil.
Yeah, anything that's not a land should go in the bin, Andrew. Make sure you do that. Bin that. And I would trickster this Lyra now.
An arch. Blessed by the sea.
Yeah, he only wants one more land. Like getting to 4 is really all you need. This Stinkopate's gonna be stinky, but
Yeah.
Okay, so tap this down before tax.
You can double block that Lyra.
Oh yeah, it does lose all its abilities.
We'll back up to attack, so you tap this down, and that's.
Whoa.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Doing here.
Okay. So before you declare attackers, I'm going to play the Trickster, tap your Lyra.
And then he has the option to swing in. Probably won't, so you're not getting
Oh,
hit.
did you? Okay.
Oh, we are.
Block one and get the Trickster over there. Block another one.
This is still
Block the other lifelinker.
That's fine.
Yeah, probably block both of them, but
That's where we are then.
I guess Andrew's not
So
interested
you'll take 5, 6, 7, 8,
in
and
killing
I
creatures.
gain 2.
Yeah.
No cards on the table, or no cards in hand for Justin. Not sure what he's afraid of there, but
Flips, I don't get a
regardless, didn't block. Here we go.
Put in the graveyard. Yep. Got it.
Curious Obsession. Suit him up.
This matters. Yeah. Get in.
Sure. Surveil.
Surveillance. Draws it. After Justin takes his 1.
2.
2. Oh yeah, he gets a little bonus on that, doesn't he?
Little bonus.
Oh man, Andrew's got a dive down in hand too.
Yeah, he can dive him all the way down.
So what could happen here? What I hope happens is Andrew tricksters this Lyra one more time, gets the Tempest Gin up to 5 power, and then gets to dive it down
Let's
to.
get a double block here. Oh, we're flourishing though.
Oh, he's flourishing.
Oh, we're just gonna let him. Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think you have to really tighten up
Get all the counter spells.
on the against the Selesnya tokens deck. Like you have to figure out where your spots are, because if you don't pay attention to what they're doing and like figure out how to break down like their game plan, give them little bits here and there, but you know, figure out what the big ones are against you. You're not gonna have a good time.
No, you really need to let their district guides resolve, and then not let their Lyras resolve,
Okay.
or their flourishes.
Yeah, those are the big
What I
ones.
was thinking,
Those are the big ones there.
Also, March of the
start
Multitude.
drawing lands, of course, and then have a dive down. And then
You don't want that to come into play.
Oh yeah, because then
So Justin is
the power. Yeah.
now undefeated tonight, so we'll have him on again next round
Yes.
to see if we can keep him on top of the heap.
I hesitated for a second.
Yeah.
I was like, well,
If
even if he does, he's
so, we mentioned earlier that Justin has a bit of a bounty on his head for tonight, and if he goes,
Oh, there we
into-
go. Check us out.
Oh, check us out. We're not live yet. So if he goes undefeated again, we're going to up that bounty next week. So
Yeah.
we're definitely going to want to see what happens there.
Okay. If you want to re-watch any of Justin's matches before you come up and try and take the bounty off him, you can go to our YouTube archive, youtube.com/topdeckproductionsstream. And if you want to follow us elsewhere on social media, go to Facebook, facebook.com/topdeckproductions. And check out topdeckproductions.com for player deck lists, league standings, and more. There's a league? Oh, yes, there's a league.
Oh, yes. There's a league. They play on Tuesdays.
We'd like to take this time to remind you that Tuesday night is our Modern League night, where players battle for cash prizes on top of the store credit they earn through GameStop's normal payouts. First place gets $100. Second place, 50. Third and fourth, 25 apiece.
Oh, we're live.
So if you live in the Greater Cincinnati area and you're looking to put your money where your mouth is,
Put your money where your mouth is.
come play some Magic. Come on down on Tuesday nights. Starts at 6:30. Participants must be minimum $5 Patreon. Patreon.com/TopDeckProductions. If you also go and visit TopDeckProductions.com, you can tomorrow. I'm told tomorrow this is live.
Yeah, tomorrow you can start buying some shirts.
So if you love the handsome shirts that us handsome gentlemen are wearing,
Oh, I'm wearing
John
some
Douglas
shirt.
John Douglas has one as well.
There it is.
You can find shirts like this. You can find also other shirts with our signature "Bolt the Bird" phrase on it.
Yes, it's not our signature.
No, yeah, we didn't. No, we didn't say that. We originated the Mulligan Academy.
Yeah, we did. So, disclaimer.
Disclaimer.
Top Deck Productions does not own the Bolt the Bird shirts, and I don't know that we're going to have them tomorrow, but we will have these.
Wait a minute, we don't. Oh, do we get a cease and desist on the Bolt the Birds?
I don't think so, but we definitely didn't make it up.
No, I feel like that's just been like a phrase that people have said throughout Magic history.
Yeah.
So we're not like TMing it or anything like that.
Correct, but you definitely implied that it was our phrase, and it's not our phrase. It's just a phrase.
Okay, shirts with a phrase on it
Won't be available.
may or may not be available. I don't know what they're gonna do with those.
But you can have that one.
This one for sure.
For an extra fee, Taylor will give you the shirt off his back.
Listen, I've actually been doing this. So I was wearing my Is It Guild shirt one night, and a guy by the name of Adam walks up to me and he goes, "Hey, that is a fine shirt you're wearing. I like it a lot." And I looked at him.
Dead in his eyes.
I looked at him square into his eye, into
his soul.
into the window to his soul, and I said, "I'll trade you for that shirt you got on." And you know what he did? He flinched. He waffled. And he walked away, and he came back, and I'm like, "Listen, man, the offer was there, and you didn't take it." So if you ever come up and compliment anything I have on,
be prepared.
Be prepared to be put through a decision.
Put your big boy pants on.
Put your big boy pants on, because you're gonna have to make a choice. You're gonna have to make a choice about whether or not you really do like that shirt that I'm wearing.
I wish we wore the same size shirt, because I would troll you about that all the time. Like, you show up in like the rattiest undershirts, and I've got some ratty undershirts.
I'm aware.
It's like, hey, that's a nice shirt you're wearing, Taylor.
Thanks. Just no, we do not wear the same shirt, and I'm also a bad estimate of what kind of size shirt you wear.
I don't think you're a bad estimate. I think you just got a shirt that misadvertised their size.
Okay. We'll have to look at the tag on that shirt.
Oh, I've looked at the tag many times.
Is it a 3X? Does it say 3X?
Yes, but it doesn't fit my brother, who's like much smaller than me.
Right. And you were wearing a shirt that was of the same maker.
I was wearing 2X shirt of the same maker.
Right.
And it was perfectly fine.
Yeah, it's very bizarre. Very bizarre. I bought John a nice football jersey, and it just doesn't fit at all.
Super weird.
Yeah, I feel bad about it because, there's this jersey going to waste.
It's not going to waste.
No?
It is cherished.
Oh, good.
In its spot in my closet. It's just sitting there, and I look at it every once in a while. I'm like, oh, it's a nice jersey.
I've got good friends that don't realize how fat I am.
How much longer do we have in this round?
Yeah, what's our time left here?
Yeah, we got about 26 minutes. Let's dive into this notebook a little bit further.
Dive further into my notebook. So, let me outline the PTQ. Now, so while I look at the 5.0 deck lists for just ideas,
yeah,
the PTQ lists are going to be what's actually winning.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because a lot of these deck lists, are good enough to win a match of Magic, but like you just, if you grind them enough times, you'll get to a 5.0 eventually.
Yeah, absolutely.
I gotta lean in towards you so I don't go off camera. So, here's what's actually winning. So, in this PTQ top 8, I need a pen so I can count these down. Make sure I don't. I got one.
I literally just gave you a pen.
I know. I got one that I like though. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 green-black decks of various. I tried to differentiate them as much as I could.
They're all mid-range.
They're all definitely mid-range. Most of them had 5 planeswalkers in them. One had 7 and one had 3. And they ranged in number of explore creatures. So most of them had 8 was the minimum.
Yeah.
And many of them ran 12.
Mm-hmm.
All the way down to Seeker Squire, which I don't think is... It's a fine card. I don't think it's the best of the Explore 2-drops.
I think it is the best of the Explore 2-drops.
You think it's better than Branchwalker?
Yeah. On record, the best of the Explore 2-drops.
All right, fantastic.
Blocked Knights. all day.
Oh, sure. I'm an attacker. I can't help it.
Yeah, that deck doesn't attack.
I know.
It does.
I would lose with this deck. I wouldn't be able to play it. Yeah, I would just be like,
My Wild Growth Walker for one.
Jade Light Ranger?
Listen, that's not always the wrong play.
They all had Jade Light Rangers. And so the two decks in the top 8 that were not green-black were a mono-white Convoke deck.
Yeah, the West Coast Special.
The West Coast Special.
Mono white.
Conclave Tribunal is a heck of a removal spell.
It's a good one.
I think it's at a premium right now because the enchantment removal is not very good.
Well,
Like Knight of Autumn is the best of the breed, and you can always Assassin's Trophy it, but giving them a land.
Go Vraska minus. Vivian Reed minus.
Oh, do both those do it too? Oh, all right.
They sure do.
All right. Well, Conclave Tribunal's good, but apparently not unbeatable.
Well, that's why you see 6 black-green decks in the top 8.
Right?
Listen, there's a lot of good enchantment and artifact removal. It's just like not main decked. So
also in this top 8 was a Jeskai control deck, notably playing obviously the 4 Deafening Clarion, but additionally it played a pair of Cleansing Novas. So that's some additional sweeper that it got in there.
a little additional sweeper action. I think the way to beat these Golgari lists is going to be to play a control game with like either a snowball finish or a like combo-y finish.
Okay.
So you might see some like Jeskai Nexus of Fate deck start to do really well. Because this black-green deck gives you all day to set up. They do not put on a fast clock at all.
Okay. Interesting. I'm wondering if this kind of... I mean, I would love to see a format where it's cyclical, and maybe this black-green deck is just the beginning of it.
Oh, it's sick.
Cyclical?
No. Maybe.
But I'd love to see a format where this black-green deck's good, and then the deck that beats it is good, and then the deck that beats that is good, and then the black-green deck comes back around, and they kind of takes a couple weeks to get that all leveled out. And then once you get that leveled out, you just have to decide what part of the cycle you're in for any one given standard tournament.
Right. I'm not a big fan of just like the rock paper scissors cycle.
Okay.
But I am a fan of like the way these metagames develop after the Pro Tour, where you have one deck that's very good, and then you have another strategy that's not as good, but you can kind of hone it to beat the very good deck, and then just keep going around that way.
I love my favorite thing from Pro Tours is when the Pro Tour has like a sweet deck in it that's just bad everywhere else. Just like, who was it? There was the Japanese guy who played that Grixis deck.
He's like, do not play this.
The deck's not good. Finished second at the Pro Tour, but the deck is trash.
Yeah, don't play this anywhere else. That happens. Sometimes the Pro Tour metagame is a lot more theoretical than anything else.
Okay.
So people will like guess a metagame and then not play some very obvious decks because it's weak to their theoretical metagame. And then the person that like next levels that is the one that does really well in standard.
Sure.
So we'll see. I'm excited for it. I think this is gonna be a really exciting Pro Tour to watch.
I agree. I think I just think standard has a lot more play to it than modern right now.
Sure.
I think the gameplay allows you to allows the better player to overcome maybe poor deck choice, or they have some cards that aren't quite up to the metagame.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw in round 1 tonight where just like a limited, you even mentioned it's like a very limited play where he like forces the double block and uses a removal spell. There's a lot of like in the red zone play, which modern doesn't have. A lot of formats don't have right now, but standard, here we are.
Right. So just outside the top 8, there was some interesting lists.
Oh, give me the 8 to 16s or the 9 to 16s.
Well, there was a lot of green black, so I didn't repeat those.
Okay. How many green black? Like, give me a percentage.
Over half.
It's just so versatile. Like, you can go so many different ways with it.
Oh yeah, and I think it probably has the highest number of obvious good cards. Like whites in contention.
If you looked at a green black list, like card for card, like, oh yeah, Wild Growth Walker, that's a standard all-star. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like the green black lists start with 4 Jadelight Ranger, 4 Branch Walker, 4 Seeker Squire. And so they're like, okay, what's the best card that triggers on an Explorer?
It didn't start with those. I'll tell you that right now.
Well, we're what, 2 weeks in? We're there.
We're there. So, it was at a point where people wanted an answer to the Flame of Kel red decks, because that was like one of the level 0 decks.
Right.
And so they were like, all right, well, let's throw in this Wild Growth Walker, which can gain a lot of life, and throw them out the game. And then we have these Explorer creatures, which can do the same thing, and just kind of end the game before they even like get a chance to turn the corner.
Right. And so now we're on that level, and now we're away from Wild Growth Walkers.
Right.
Like
so
a lot of these lists had 2 or 0.
in the main deck.
Right.
None of them had 0
In the 75. Right.
It's still very relevant for that matchup and the mono blue matchup.
Yeah. So the 10th place deck was a red white.
Wed white.
Angels.
Wangels.
No. It was a red white experiment deck.
Experimental Frenzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I
It's a hell of
think
a magic card.
people were gonna try Red X Experiment. I saw a red green one in the 5-0 lists, which wasn't in the PTQ.
Yeah, Experiment's a very strong card. We saw blue last week. I don't think that
blue
went
red.
that well.
I didn't hate it. Opt is really good at getting you through the lands, so that helps. The 15th place deck list was Jeskai, but it featured Niv Mizzet to finish instead of Planeswalkers.
Was it the Jeskai Drake deck with Crackling Drakes and Niv Mizzets?
No.
No.
It was four
Crackling
Teferi, 2 Niv Mizzet.
But no Crackling Drakes.
Correct. And then in 14th place was a mono white deck that only splashed for March of the Multitudes. It was the only green card in it.
I could see that. So you miss out on like the Shalai trigger. You miss out on Saproling Migration.
Yeah, that's about it.
And it makes your Flower and Flourish worse because you don't even need to play it at that point.
Right.
So you can play something else. But we've gotten notice that most of the tables are winding down. So we're going to go check out and see who's winning. And we'll be back here.
Probably with Justin Gebing.
Probably with Justin Gebing. Probably very soon.